Basketball U, how's it going? Welcome back, and it's good to be back in the driver's seat talking to you about basketball. Yes, we got our training going on right now, so be sure to jump into that. But also, we have more episodes coming, more training videos coming, and I'm just happy to be able to grow another year with you, Basketball U. Don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe. Yeah, I mean, why not? Everybody else is. All right. So, talking today, we're going to talk about the journey of becoming a basketball player. Now, what does that look like? Why does there have to be a journey? And why can't there be overnight success, right? We all want that experience, that moment where the last seconds of the clock is running down. Everyone is standing in the gym and you're taking that last game-winning shot with everybody's eyes on you, and you hit that shot. Everyone's cheering, you're running around, and it's an amazing moment. Every single player who's ever gotten an opportunity to play basketball has always wanted the moment to win the game. But also, another feeling and moment that you would want to experience is being able to be recruited and be looked at by a mass amount of coaches, where you're looking through a bunch of envelopes, emails, text messages, and DMs from different college coaches, and just them telling you how much they enjoy your game and how much they want you to play for them. And really, nonetheless, you just want to hear your name be called when it is time to finally walk up on that stage, shake the NBA commissioner's hand, and put that hat on. But it all starts when we're young. The dream of being a basketball player starts by being influenced by either someone older than you, that special player you've seen on TV, or even on social media. And for a long time ago, for me, it was really that guy I'd walk up to and see that was really good at the park or in an open gym somewhere, and it was just mind-blowing to what they could do and what I could see in person, aside from the person that you would see on TV. Because on TV, it almost makes it look like people are just superhuman sometimes with what they do. But to see it in person is even more amazing. And so for most players, they start out playing basketball. They don't understand what the journey looks like and what it takes to keep on a straight path to success. So I'll break down what the journey can look like and what most try to do to reach to the top. If you want some more information on the journey, you can start by checking out our page with just some of the different stories telling about NBA, talking about how basketball got started, or even the training that we have, along with picking yourself as a player, reading up on players, and watching some of the highlights that we have on players in the past. But before I get into that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on everything we have on the Basketball U page. And here we go. So first, when we're looking at the journey, we're looking at the early years. What do the early years of basketball consist of? Well, first, there's an interest, right? You got this interest in basketball where you want to be what you see, okay? And so right away, we pick that ball up, and the first thing we do is we want to dribble the basketball. And so once we do that and we feel that we're good, we're ready to play. And we're ready to play at a young age. And usually you're going to have your first experience in a school setting, whether you're playing outside on the playground, or even if some of your schools have little leagues within the school system. If not, you might be in a city fortunate enough that has their own youth league. And those are leagues that at a stage of being a young player, it will help you focus on developing your basic skills, such as dribbling, passing, and shooting. And so this is something that you definitely want to participate in, being younger, and also not so much being competitive, but more just trying to figure out the fun aspect of the game and learning the game as you move forward in your journey. Also in the early years, what you also want to look at is being able to perfect the simple task of the game. The biggest thing that we run into is we see all these different things on TV, we see all these different things on social media, and also we are now seeing trainers do a whole lot to where we don't know what the basic skills are and how to be good at them. So the goal here is, how can I focus in, or who can teach me these basic skills? So that's the biggest things you want to focus on in your early years. Now, as we progress through school and through these youth leagues, you're also going to find yourself going into the world of AAU. Now, when you do the AAU circuit of things, whether it's just a local team or it's on a little bit high level, as they push down the circuit to where teams are starting to kind of build these younger teams up to be integrated into their Nike, Adidas, or Under Armour teams, which I'm sure there'll be another brand that will have another tournament here soon. But you didn't hear that from me. Just some little insight coming in from somewhere else in the world. But the one thing you want to focus on is, am I learning the game right when I join these AAU teams? Right now, what are you competing for? A trophy? The trophy and anything in that AAU circuit, when being younger and not in high school, there is no exposure other than maybe cameras and then other coaches that may take you from another team. What the whole aspect of the younger level of basketball is, it should be fundamental and it should be development. Winning trophies is great, but also winning each day to be better is a lot more achievable and also a better accolade. Now, don't get me wrong, we do want to win, and that's what most people look forward to, is that enjoyment of winning. So if you can find a winning team, that'd be great, but you also want to play so that you get that experience. So those are the younger early years for you. Now we're going to move over into high school. Now with high school, there's a lot of different things that you can see in this journey. Okay, let's start by the success that you may have had as a younger player. Some of us are bigger than other players. Some of us are faster. Some of us pick the game up a little bit quicker than others. So what you may have had is success early to where you dominated your level. But in high school, because the ages vary, you have the different levels of success depending on your skill level. Freshmen coming in, playing varsity, there could be early success. There could be a lot of failure, but it all depends on how you've been taught the game and how you're being taught within that season going into that varsity season. So there's that success that you can have there, and there's that learning curve you can also have there as well. But you have to be prepared more mentally than physically, because the jump from junior high basketball to varsity basketball, especially with kids being held back now, it's a huge difference in speed, athleticism, and just pace of play. So be aware of making that jump early, because the transition into learning the game and a lot more plays with scouting and other things going on will hurt you mentally before it will help you mentally. Okay, so you got to have that mental capacity to be able to take that on. Okay, but then there's other successes that can come even if you don't play varsity. Coming into high school, you can still have the opportunity to learn the game at a pace where it can help you as you progress through high school. A lot of times, coming in as a freshman right into your seniors, varsity teams, or whatever the name may be at your high school, you can also fall into the trap of a lot of what that varsity culture is or that team is doing, and you want to make sure that you are learning all the qualities of basketball while moving forward. Some of those qualities can contain leadership, how hard you work, so we can say work ethic there, and then also accountability. Okay, so those three things are really important when it comes to basketball in that transition stage from junior high to high school. A lot of things you were able to get away with when you were younger, but now you're not able to get rid of those certain qualities because someone never held you accountable. So you got to learn those things too. And going through freshman or going through junior varsity or JV, as they would say, you can learn those different things and pick up skills that you need to hone in on and be better at. But it's a slower progression of the game, and it gets a little bit faster, a little bit better with each year that you go. Okay. And some people may say, no, try to strive for the best because you're going to learn more being in a varsity role and you have a chance to be recruited. Blah, blah, blah. Everyone's path is different. You don't have to make the jump right away. Do what makes you feel comfortable in the learning aspect. There has to be a way to be uncomfortable with the whole being comfortable situation, but at the same time, you have to do what's best for your learning curve. Okay? So please keep that in mind. With the high school journey, you have to play minutes in order to get seen. Okay, so the goal is, how can you best work to earn minutes for your high school basketball team? Okay, and then also you have the AAU aspect where, again, in order to get recognition, you're going to have to play. So playing on the best isn't necessarily best for you. So please keep in mind the mentality of going somewhere that's best for you, being able to be seen, and also not letting someone else's journey dictate your journey. Your journey is separate from everyone else's. Okay, so please note that, and then we will talk about what the next phase is. The next phase is college, but there's a whole process in recruiting and everything that comes with that. Now, there's another video that I can tell you about all that, but I'm just taking you through each stage so you kind of understand the journey. I don't want to get too far in depth in the recruiting process and what you have to go against. You can look all those videos up in our past videos or our future videos, whatever information you want to get and dissect your journey or the game. Okay, and now we have college, another 4-year opportunity to prove yourself on a level if you are fortunate enough to work hard enough to make that. Again, there's different levels. You have the NCAA, you have the NAIA, you have the NCAA. So all these different entities of college basketball will allow you to play at another 4 years as well as get your education. Some for free, some you have to pay for. Some have available money for you to have based on academics, based on other things that you can possibly earn money for, depending on your school of choice, of course. And then with college comes another level of competition, because you have to remember some of these guys are 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly even 7, now that the addition of the COVID year has been added in. So you have to remember that that is important to fixing your mindset coming into college. You may not get the minutes that you got in high school. You may not have the early success that you had in high school. It may be a more grind, a more difficult learning experience because it's instant impact. Do you have an instant impact right away when you come onto my team or my campus? So you have to understand that that's where coaches are. They have to get the job done because their job is on the line. Maybe for some, they have a more cushioned job, but for a lot, they're either trying to progress into a higher level of college, or they've just gotten the job and they're trying to prove something. So you got to be able to see it from their perspective, not so much just from yours. College is a great opportunity, not only for basketball, but for you to understand what you're going to do in life and then your education. So please hone in on that as well. And then we have the one that everybody wants to go to, and that is the professional level. What if we got the opportunity to play professional? Wow, that would be something, wouldn't it? It would be amazing to get that experience. But before I talk about the professional level, I want to rewind back just a little bit and tell you about opportunities before the professional level. Now, we have something called overtime, and overtime has done an amazing job of just highlighting players, consistently pushing out content, and just doing an amazing job of actually pulling a lot of very good competition together, as well as top players in the country. Currently, they're about to have quite a few players go to the NBA out of their league, and their league just really consists of playing each other and then just like development. So it's an amazing opportunity. They give kids opportunity to learn how to do media, market themselves, as well as just the whole business aspect of everything that goes into building your brand of basketball. So love overtime, and that's an opportunity if you guys take your journey to a level way before you even get to the college level. That is an opportunity as well. And then you also have, which is professional, but it's still not the NBA, you have the G League. The G League is formerly known as the NBA Development League, so they used to call it the D League, but it is basically that opportunity to get seen by the NBA on a consistent basis and be a pro before you actually get to the show. So just thinking on those terms, if you do make it that far in your journey before college is like a consideration, then all power to you in going and chasing that dream earlier than need to. But again, that is something that is newly created that they didn't have a long time ago, and it's just an amazing opportunity on all levels for everyone, and it's just exciting. Now, also, lastly, you could pick up a camera. You can take your talents to any local gym and you can film yourself playing guys and beating guys, as they have different leagues for entertainers too. So basketball, when we talk about the journey, we're not just talking about being an NBA basketball player. We're saying that's what everyone's dream is. But now there's so many different avenues now as a basketball player where you can make money or make a name for yourself, that you can go to those opportunities and really try those, again, based on your talent level. And then talking about the NBA, I mean, who doesn't want to go to the NBA? It's the ultimate goal for most players, and players have a chance to go through draft camps. You got your trainers with your individual workouts. You got agents and all these different people doing things for your brand. You get to play in the summer league before you even go to the NBA, when you make the roster based on either free agency or being drafted. And like, this is just a crazy opportunity to think like, man, I'm playing for one of my favorite teams, or just these different teams I looked at on TV. And then you also have the option of going overseas, which is another great experience. And I will definitely have to make a video and talk about that as well. But you get to see the world in such a different light, as well as do something that you enjoy. And I think that's also an awesome opportunity. Now, there's different situations when you go overseas, but again, that's just as in depth as it needs to be with high school and college and description of everything. But I just wanted to give you an overview of what the journey looks like, and that is what it looks like, Basketball U. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for coming to the channel, checking this out. I am more than excited to continue to teach you guys and be on the journey with you for the next couple years, let alone the next couple months. But I'm going to keep giving you all these different things and content to just be informed. And again, if there's anything you want to see, go ahead and leave it in the comments, and I'll be sure to try to make a video about it, and then just make something that's more relevant to what basketball is and what's going on in basketball. All right. So again, like I always say, man, just keep working hard and do what you guys got to do, and tune in for everything that we got going on. And remember this, someone's always working. Are you?